at Gillette Stadium. Ashland is the Super Bowl champion of Division 6 and the winner of the Aganis Trophy.
And good afternoon, everyone. Beautiful fall day here in Ashland, Massachusetts. You're looking live at Ashland High School, Clockertown. We've got great Tri-Valley League action today. Your Ashland Clockers taking on the Bellingham Blackhawks in Game 2 of a weekend of home and home. Yesterday, the Blackhawks and the Clockers faced each other, girls soccer out in Bellingham. Ashland came out on top 2-0. Thanks to goals by Colby Lima and Sophia Shepard. And Clockers looking to add on to that here this afternoon. Again, a beautiful fall afternoon here in Ashland. Sunny skies, mid-60s. Glad you're with us here. I'm Josh Abrams. Happy to have you aboard here on WACA-TV on Facebook Live. And excited for some action here. Teams will get underway very shortly. Still finishing up some last-minute warm-ups. Take a look here, some background here on the Clockers. Coach Dan Keller here in his first season as head coach. You may remember he was the JV coach last year. He's a Northborough native, graduated from Springfield College back in 2018, and already has his first win under his belt thanks to that win yesterday against Bellingham. Also want to take a moment here to thank our sponsors, Healthcare Technologies, Marathon Deli, Techniplex, and Townhouse Pizza and Roast Beef. So be sure to patronize our sponsors. Glad to have them along here as well. And we'll do our best here to keep names and numbers straight for all of you who unfortunately can't be here at the game and joining us here on TV. So I see Madison English out there on the field so far, as well as Emma Arsenault. Madison, of course, wearing number 4. She's one of our co-captains, one of 5 co-captains this year. Emma wearing number 19. And seeing in midfield position here closest to me is Kirsten Oglesby, number 22, a senior. Center, mid, and outside defender. And Bellingham will start with the ball. We're underway here. And again, we'll try and keep those names and numbers straight for you as much as possible. Bellingham controlling the ball early here, the Blackhawks. Doing a nice job passing back and forth, looking for an opening. Ball's kicked to the near side. That was Kirsten Oglesby on the ball there for a moment. It's turned over, and Ashland now has control. The Clockers taking the ball upfield. There's a missed attempt there to Caitlin Merson, and the Blackhawks take control, but then kick it out of bounds. That'll be Ashland ball on the far side. So just underway here, if you're just joining us, just a few seconds into the game, just about 19 minutes to go here in the first quarter. We'll try and keep you up to date on some of the new rules this year, unfortunately, again, due to COVID. But play underway here as Ashland trying to find an opening there on the near side, and they take the ball back over. That's Madison English looking for an opening here down by the Bellingham net. Dishes off to Catherine English. English ran off the ball, but we do have a foul. So here's Madison English and Kirsten Oglesby closest to the ball as both teams line up and figure out what they're going to do here. Ball's put on net and misfire, but kind of bouncing around there in the middle, going in on net, and Bellingham's goalie is able to grab it and kick it away. Ball's at close to midfield, and that's Madison Marchetti, it looks like. Okay, over to Kirsten Oglesby. Kirsten takes it down the near sideline. Over to Madison English. Madison tries to put it out on net, and just too far. Well, momentarily controlled and then out of bounds. Sophia Shepard, last Clocker to touch it, outside wing. See what we're gonna call here. We'll see what happens. Okay, so Bellingham's going to take control by the goal box here. English, the one closest to it. Still pursuing and able to get the ball turned over. We have a whistle here on, looks to be on Ashland, yep, and Blackhawks will take over. That's Arsenault putting some pressure on. Momentarily turned over, but back to Bellingham. Ball goes down the near sideline, and that's going to be Marchetti first on it for the Clockers, and she kicks back to the goalie. Should be Erin Gore. Ball to the far side now onto the foot of Alexa Robinson, Jr. She kicks the ball up. Clockers have it. And kicked out of bounds. Let's see, they're going to call that one Ashland's way, so the Clockers will take over. Robinson with the ball. Okay, remember, due to COVID this year, there are no throw-ins. This is all going to be, these are all kicks this year. Okay, Ashland moving the ball well, and that's Caitlin Merson getting tripped up, no call. Ball ahead to English, and it looks like we're going to get an offsides call here. Yep. So just a reminder to our Patriots fans who'd normally be enjoying NFL football today, game was first postponed to Monday night. It has now been pushed out to week 6. So enjoy your week off. There's a quick shot on goal. Ball's loose and then covered back up by the Bellingham goaltender. Great opportunity there as Merson tried to get to the loose ball, but couldn't quite get there in time. Blackhawks kick away over the head of the Blackhawks player. And now the Clockers have control momentarily. Yep, they still have it. Looking for the opening, turned over. Blackhawks quickly turn it right back over. Ball's going in toward the net and back to the Blackhawks goalie, who quickly dishes ahead. Might be a little mistake there. We'll see what happens. A good setup for Caitlin Merson, and the shot corralled by the Bellingham goalie. Goalie kicks away. Ball's loose around the 40. Clockers push it a little bit further ahead, but turn back over. Kind of going back and forth at the moment. And the Blackhawks have it. They're pushing ahead here, so almost about as far as they've gone here so far this afternoon. It's mostly been Clockers dictating the pace as Oglesby pushed the ball out of bounds. So it turns out to be Clocker ball. Nice piece of defense there by the Clockers. Little give and go there. Caitlin English involved with it. Oglesby pushes it ahead to Laughlin. She gets it ahead just a little far behind there for Shepard. Ball's now moving along the far sideline and turned over, controlled by the Clockers now. Up ahead to Caitlin Merson, down the sideline to Shepard. She'll slow it down, take control. Okay, kind of kicking back to regain control, slow things down for a moment. Elaine Jones touched the ball momentarily. And Marchetti puts the ball down the near sideline, looking for English. And we've got a whistle here. Look like Bellingham attempted a substitution. They're not going to get it. But they do have control of the ball. They put it up to midfield where the Clockers regain control. That's pushed up ahead to Laughlin. Laughlin puts the ball on net a little too far. Defender does a nice job of screening. It looked like Laughlin was going to make a play. Laughlin or Arsenault, it's hard to see from here. Arsenault looked like she came close to being able to make a play on that ball, but the goalie, between the defender and the goalie for the Blackhawks, they're able to control it. Arsenault again with some pressure. Clocker's doing a really nice job here so far of dictating the pace for the most part, and really doing some nice forechecking, really putting some pressure on the Blackhawks defense. As Arsenault again gets a foot on it, knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Blackhawk ball, but it will be deep in their own end. Clock ticking down to about 12:40 to go here in the first quarter. No score so far, again on a beautiful fall afternoon in Clockertown. You're watching Ashland Girls Soccer against the Bellingham Blackhawks here on WACA-TV. Bellingham comes out with it, but quickly pressure put on. We're going to have a foul here on the Clockers. So Bellingham will retain possession, and they'll start things off right around the 40-yard line. Nope. Going to push it back to the 30. Okay, so we're going to get started here with the Blackhawks. They're going to put it down the near sideline and float it out of bounds. That's Clocker ball. Kind of an unforced error there. We'll see what happens. But Oglesby will take over here for the Clockers. And again, remember, no throw-ins this year, so these are all kicks. Ball goes out to Laughlin, puts it down the middle, controlled by the Blackhawks at least momentarily here as they put it down the near sideline and then turn quickly back over to the Clockers. So that's Laughlin with the ball looking for some help. She puts it up ahead. That's a nice pass up the middle. That's Arsenault down the far side to Shepard. And we've got a stoppage of play. So it'll be a turnover here heading back to the Blackhawks. So again, so far it looks like the Clockers really controlling things. Ball spending a lot more time in the Clockers' offensive side of things. So hopefully they can break through that last line of defense, put one in on net. The Clockers kick one well out of bounds. No, kept in. Okay, tough to see from this angle. And the ball goes out on the goal line. Let's see what it looks like. We're going to be setting up here for a Clocker corner kick, our first of the game. Clock continues to tick down. We're under 11 minutes to go now in the first quarter. Just let you know, first quarter action being brought to you by Townhouse Pizza and Roast Beef. Remember, they're just off 126 here in Ashland. Best roast beef sandwiches in town. But check out all they have to offer, including pizza subs and more. You can visit them at townhousepizzaroastbeef.com. That's townhousepizzaroastbeef.com. So corner kick here for the Clockers. About 10.5 to go. Ball's put on, and nice save there by the Blackhawk goalie. That was Caitlin Merson with the shot, a senior striker for the Clockers. Blackhawks kick away and quickly turned right back over to Laughlin. A little give and go, so she has it now, tries to split the defense. She's through. Let's see if she can get a shot on net, and goal! Beautiful play by Allie Laughlin. And the Clockers strike first, 1-0 here against the Blackhawks. Just under 10 minutes to go, about halfway through the first quarter. Nice play set up there by the Clockers. So again, the Clockers beat this team yesterday 2-0 and now have a 1-0 lead here against Bellingham. So Bellingham will start off at midfield. Little too much pressure put on by Arsenault. They're going to stop the play, and Bellingham will start things off again at their own 45. I'll continue using the football markers. It's just easier to see. Hopefully you can follow along there at home. Ball's put on and stopped by the Clockers. And kicked ahead. That looks like Arsenault with it. Ball pushed further into the Bellingham end. A little back and forth right now. We've got a stoppage. See if that one's going to be called against the Blackhawks. So Clockers are going to get a good opportunity here as they set up fairly deep in the Bellingham end. So it's going to be Madison Marchetti starting things off here for the Clockers. I've got to push her back a little bit. So that's Oglesby to Marchetti, putting one a little too far. And the goalie's going to let that one go out of bounds. We'll have a goalie kick here as we tick down toward 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Ashland up 1-0 over Bellingham. Josh Abrams with you here on WACA-TV. Glad to have you with us. Bellingham kicks away. And they're going to try and push it up the far sideline here. A little double pressure. Ball's kicked out of bounds. It's going to be Ashland ball. Okay, again, no throw in here. This will be a kick. Far sideline. Kick back and then pushed farther down into the corner. Just a little too far. as they overshoot Shepard down the far sideline. So it looks like we're going to have another goalie kick here for the Blackhawks. And we'll take a moment here. Blackhawks making some significant substitutions. Got 5 fresh players coming out here. So far, no changes for the Clockers. As I'd have to say their defense is pretty well rested so far. The ball has spent a majority of the day so far on the Bellingham end of the field. Okay, so the Blackhawks will kick from the corner of the goalie box. Out on the far sideline, quickly, some good defense, good pressure there by the Clockers, and they control the ball. Again, trying to feed Shepard down the sideline. Kind of a misfire there, but Shepard continues to put on some defensive pressure. And ball does go out of bounds. It will be Blackhawk ball. Okay, while we have a moment here before play starts up again, just want to remind folks, you can follow Ashland Sports on Twitter, including @ClockerAD, @ClockerSoccerG, and of course, @WACA-TV Ashland. 3 great Twitter handles for you for Ashland Sports. And of course, each of the teams at this point has their own Twitter handle. Feel free to do a search and keep up with all your favorite Ashland teams on Twitter. Back underway on the field, however, and Bellingham with the ball. They're crossed over midfield, down the near sideline. A little bit of a mishandle, but pushed back. Some pressure coming from Arsenault. Bellingham able to steer away from Arsenault and down the near sideline. Some good pressure here. Well, a little too much pressure. Get called for a foul. And Bellingham will get a free kick here right around the 33-yard line on the football field. So this is one of their better opportunities so far as they push further in. And we get another whistle here. And looks like a turnover as the players move back down toward the Bellingham's end of things. So again, your Clockers wearing their beautiful Clocker blue tops and bottoms, going from right to left on your screen. Bellingham in the white jerseys and black shorts going from left to right. Just under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Clockers up 1-0. And Marchetti is going to take things down the field here, pushing up ahead to Catherine English. English puts it down the middle, and she has an opening. This is a legal play. Shot is off, but right in on the goalie. It's a great opportunity, and Sophia Shepard with the shot, one of the 5 co-captains for the Clockers, is robbed on that nice save by the goalie. Blackhawks controlling the ball at the moment, getting some pressure down the near sideline. That was English with some pressure, and the ball's turned over. Here's another opportunity as Laughlin passes down to English. English back to Laughlin. Up the middle, but turned over. Bellingham with it, looking for an opening. It's getting pushed toward the far side of the field now. Blackhawks kick it out of bounds, but it was off of a Clocker foot, so the Blackhawks will retain possession here as we tick down under 4 minutes to go. 1-0 Ashland against the Bellingham Blackhawks. Ball goes right back out of bounds. It'll stay Blackhawk ball. And now we do have a couple of substitutions. See if we can catch some numbers for you. So it looks like number 14, Catherine Klepper, has entered the game, as well as number 6, Ellie Braden. Clockers actually regained possession on a turnover there on the near sideline. Ball's kind of going back and forth between the two teams. Bellingham at the moment has somewhat control of it. Okay, ball makes its way to midfield. Blackhawks ball. Still under control by the Blackhawks. Try to drive right up the field, making their way down. Here's a shot on goal, and an easy one right in on net. Goalie makes the play again. I believe that's Erin Gore. She's going to kick off toward the far sideline. Intercepted momentarily. It's a nice pass down the near sideline. We've got an opportunity as Shepard has a little bit of a foot race. She had it for a moment And we've got a whistle. Got a push off here, some kind of pushing foul. They're going to call this one against Ashland. Blackhawks will take over here. Ball starting off at the Bellingham 20. Okay, ball's kicked down the far sideline. Pushed back for control, and now more toward midfield. Clockers take over. That's Caitlin Merson with the ball. Ridden off here, and Blackhawks have control, pushing toward the far sideline now. And pushing ahead, nobody there. Gore's going to take it herself, kick it off to the side, and safely over to Oglesby. Oglesby has somebody down the middle there. That's English. English pushing ahead and right off a Bellingham defender. They quickly turn the ball over and are kind of a transition game here, almost a fast break, trying to push things ahead quickly. This is one of Bellingham's best sustained rushes of the day so far. Not spending a lot of time on offense so far for the Blackhawks, as the Clockers have really dictated things so far. And that is a legal play. We've got Klepper behind the defense. She's going to have an uncontested shot if she hurries. Here's the shot, and couldn't quite get a whole lot on that one. Goalie's able to easily make the save. Not a great angle. Relatively easy save for the Blackhawk goalie. So still 1-0 as we tick down under 2 minutes. They don't run the clock at this point, so I'm not exactly sure how much time is left here in the quarter. But this ball is going to dribble out of bounds. And it will be, looks like Clocker ball, as Oglesby chases that one down. So she'll start things off here on the near sideline. Hopefully time for at least one more sustained rush as she kicks out to Merson. Merson kicks it back. It winds up with English. English puts the ball on net. Blackhawk goalie makes the save, and it looks like she's going to try and push it off via kick to the far sideline. Some good pressure put on by the Clockers, and they force a turnover. A little too far. It was a nice idea, a little too far from Merson, and it'll be Blackhawk ball. Goalie's going to try the near sideline this time. A couple of Blackhawks there. Ball's kicked out of bounds by Oglesby, a nice little defensive play, and Blackhawks will start off here with a kick on the near sideline. Okay, you've heard the whistle, so that will end the first quarter with the Clockers up 1-0. So we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll catch back up with you when play resumes, with Ashland up 1-0 heading into the second quarter. And welcome back to Ashland High School, everybody. We're just moments away from starting the second quarter of this Tri-Valley action, Clockers versus the Bellingham Blackhawks. Clockers won the first match yesterday, 2-0, and they're leading 1-0 here as we begin the second quarter. Just a reminder for folks at home that the updated Fall 1 spectator policy was approved by the Ashland School Committee on Friday, goes into effect October 17th. So those of you who are home today watching this one, starting next week, you'll be able to, at least in a limited way, attend games here, at least until further notice. What was approved on Friday includes 2 adult spectators per student athlete for home games only. Spectators will sign in at the gate, wear masks at all times, and be socially distant in the stands. And just keep an eye out for more information coming from Athletic Director Stephen Marks later this week. And as we begin second quarter action, second quarter brought to you by Techniplex. They're here in Ashland, produce advanced flexible packaging material solutions for a wide variety of medical applications. You can visit them at techni-plex.com for more information. That's TEKNI-plex.com. So getting ready to start here the second quarter. The teams have flipped sides, so your Clockers in blue be going from left to right now on your screen. Bellingham in the white jersey and black shorts, they'll be going right to left. And Clockers controlling the ball here early, but a turnover. And it seems like the Clockers have got that one right back as Marchetti puts it up the far sideline. Now with Oglesby with the ball. She's driving down the sideline, looking for an opening, tries the pass to Merson. Couldn't quite reach her. Bellingham's able to break that one up. So Marchetti with the ball now, passing across the field. That's Robinson with the ball up to Sophia Shepard. Give and go there, but a little too far for Shepard. Goes out of bounds. That's going to be Blackhawk ball. And it looks like for the Blackhawks, that'll be Madison Higgins kicking the ball in. Remember, no throw-ins this season due to COVID restrictions. So Higgins gets a little pressure, and the Clockers end up with it momentarily. Still a little loose between both teams, but that's Clockers with it momentarily. That was Merson with the ball trying to push one in on offense. Ball goes out of bounds on the far sideline. That's going to be Blackhawk ball. A little too far to see the numbers, see who that is for the Blackhawks, but we'll get it for you when we can. They turn the ball over. Oh, a misplay there on defense by Marchetti, and but the Clockers are able to recover. Ball's under control now and kicked all the way back to Erin Core, goalie. She'll hand it off to Marchetti on the far sideline. Little mix up with Oglesby, perhaps a little miscommunication. Blackhawks still with the ball. The ball did not go out of bounds. Oglesby loses her feet momentarily there, and the ball does go out of bounds. It's going to be a Blackhawk ball. So we'll see. A little premature start there. Blackhawks going to try and inbound again as we're still early here in the second quarter. 1-0 Clockers. Blackhawks with the ball. And a nice pass to the middle. Too hot to handle. Blackhawks with it, trying to force their way through the defense. Couldn't quite make it. And that's Shepard with the ball, going up the middle, kicking way ahead, going to use that speed. That's Arsenault trying to get to it. Goalie breaks it up. It's a kind of a dangerous play there. Collision. Arsenault slow to get up. Hope she's okay. And on the far sideline is English trying to get to the middle. There's a shot on goal. It's still loose. Shot. Oh, just wide to the short side. Great opportunity for Sophia Shepard. She had the open net, but couldn't connect on it. And that's going to come out and be Blackhawk ball. So some exciting action there, but it's still 1-0 Clockers against the Blackhawks. Okay, so the Blackhawks kick off here. Ball's pushed along to the far sideline as Annabella Barrasso tries to get it for the Blackhawks, but it's turned over, and this is English down the far side trying to come up with something. She get a little pressure, and we do have a stoppage. This one looks like it's going to go against the Blackhawks. Let's see where they spot it for the Clockers. So this will be English. It looks like the Blackhawks are trying to match up. Oglesby now lined up with the ball. Over to English. Ball's loose and play is stopped. We have a turnover. It's going to be a Blackhawk ball. So just under 16 to go in the first half now. Clockers up 1-0. A little dangerous play by the Blackhawks. Getting a little careless in front of their own net. Hasn't cost them yet as the ball gets kicked past Arsenault a little too hard, and that's going to be McKenna Costello, the goalie for the Blackhawks with it. She's going to kick off more toward the middle than I think she intended, but it's corralled here momentarily and controlled by the Blackhawks. This is Ashley Hughes going down the sideline, the near side here for the Blackhawks. She stops, looks for an opening, dishes off, and it's intercepted by the Clockers. Here's Caitlin Merson kicking it down the near, it's like almost a cross-field pass down the far sideline. It's going to get picked up and kept, nope, not kept in. Great effort by Madison English. Couldn't quite keep it in on the far sideline. And that's going to be Blackhawk ball as we tick down under 15 minutes to go now in the first half. Looks like Blackhawks are going to be making a quick substitution here. And it looks like that's number 20, Kiara Sahin, coming in here for the Blackhawks. Clockers intercept. A little back and forth here so far. Oglesby in the middle of it. Here's a ball going right up the middle. Let's see how the Blackhawks defend this. And they're able to keep it away from the Clockers, but good pressure put on. Looks like that's going to be Arsenault. Sorry, make that Shepard with the ball, and it trickles out of bounds. That's going to be Clocker ball. Shepard will be kicking in. Nope, too fast. Got to get him settled a little bit. So Shepard looking to get it over to Catherine English. See how they play this now. Looks like we've got a couple of quick substitutions for each team, as it looks like Merson is going to take a seat, and coming in now is Colby Lima, sophomore. So here's Shepard, give and go, kicked it out to the middle. Oh, nice control by Madison English, but she did kick it right into Emma Arsenault's face. She's okay, she's gonna shake that one off, but we do get a stoppage. And we'll see how the refs are going to call this one. But the ball's being kicked back out toward the, right around the 15-yard line in the Bellingham defensive zone. It will be Bellingham ball. Quick touch, nice foot knockdown by the Clockers. That was Colby Lehman knocking that one down, and she has the ball right now, dishing it off to Shepard. A little bit of a give and go, but not quite hard enough, and another stoppage here. Seeing a lot of pointing, but it's going to be Clocker ball, and English is going to, or make that, let's see, if English, yep, back to Marchetti. She's looking for an opening. Shepard back to Marchetti. Right up the middle, but turned over by the Clockers. Good control. No, we're going to get a stoppage. It's going to go to the Blackhawks. So about 12 and a half to go here in the first half. Clockers up 1-0 over the Blackhawks. Again, Josh Abrams with you here on WACA-TV. Glad to have you with us on a beautiful October afternoon here in Clockertown. It's a high kick by Elaine Jones. Ball's loose, bouncing around a bit. And that's Marchetti clearing it out a bit. Okay, that kick was a little high by Arsenault, but it might have been a hand on the Blackhawks, and Clockers have it. It's Marchetti kicking it down, looking for an opening on the far sideline, can't quite reach her. And now the Blackhawks flying down the far sideline, kicking it well ahead. Let's see where this ball goes. That's Marchetti tracking it down, and she's going to kick it out of bounds. Little physical activity down there at the end of that play. Not sure it was really warranted, and I don't know if Marchetti's going to get a warning here from the ref or what. But the clock's ticking down toward 11 minutes to go now here in the first half. Ashland up 1-0. So two players, Marchetti and the Blackhawk player, collided there right at the end of the play as the ball went out of bounds, and the Blackhawk ended up kind of wiping out on the track. Isn't a really forgiving surface for those of you familiar with it. We're going to see some substitutions here, and apologize for some of the wind noise you're picking up here on the microphone. So among the players going out is Marchetti and Madison English, it looks like. So some fresh legs out here for the Clockers as we tick down under 11 minutes to go. And it looks like the Blackhawks are going to be inbounding here on the far sideline. Again, no throw-ins here, so this is going to be a kick. Okay, Blackhawks with the ball, looking to do something here. And that's Oglesby making good defensive play and just wide. Interesting strategy there, trying to kick one to bounce over the Ashland goalie Aaron Gore, but it did bounce wide, goes out of bounds. Clockers retain possession and still hold the lead 1-0 here as we reach the 10-minute point of the second quarter. Ball still loose, controlled momentarily at least by the Clockers. Gets the ball up to Shepard. Turn back over and out of bounds. That should be Clocker ball. It is. As Sophia Shepard tracks down a wayward ball. Going to get it up to Alexa Robinson. Looks like Alexa's going to be the one to inbound here, right by midfield for the Clockers. So that's quickly up to Shepard. She gets ridden off, but out of bounds. So still Ashland ball, just a little bit further into the Bellingham zone here. So again, Robinson to inbound. Backing up the Bellingham players a bit. Give and go. It's a nice feed ahead. Got a break. Nice hard shot on net, but it's going to go wide. It's a nice idea there by Colby Lima, but a little too far to the far side. Ball's going to go out of bounds. Bellingham retains, or Bellingham takes control of the ball, I should say. Just under 9 minutes to go now in the first half. Clockers up 1-0. Okay, Alexa Robinson's going to track this one down. She got a little too aggressive going after the ball and it wound up going over her. She gets it, but kicks it out of bounds. Blackhawk ball. That's Marissa Gibbs for the Blackhawks tracking it down. Closest defender for the Clockers right now is going to be Sophia Shepard. Okay, inbounded by the Blackhawks. A little give and go. Good pressure out of bounds. Going to stay Blackhawk ball. That's Allie Laughlin getting a foot in there, playing some really tight defense at the moment. Refs apparently have a specific preference for a specific ball, so a little extra time coming off the clock here as they track down the one they want to play with. Okay, ball's inbound and quickly turned over. Here's an opportunity for the Clockers as English feeds ahead to Laughlin. Laughlin puts it toward the net. Just almost a misfire against for Arsenault. Just past her reach as goalie McKenna Costello for the Blackhawks tracks it down and boots that one far. It's going to cross the midfield point as that's Catherine Carter, relatively fresh into the game, tracks that one down. And the Clockers have control here as they go down the far sideline. Here's an opportunity. Let's see what happens. Here, clean shot, past the goalie, off the post, and no goal. No goal. About as close as you can get to a goal. It somehow just did not find its way into the net as Colby Lima had a great shot on goal. Beat the goalie, but caught a little too much of the post. The ball went across the goal mouth without going in. But the Clockers still have the ball now, deep in the Bellingham zone. And that ball was not inbounded correctly by the Clockers. That will be a turnover, so sacrificing a really good opportunity here. And Blackhawks will take over. We had a quick whistle after the Blackhawks inbounded. I'm not sure what the call is here. Gonna have to redo this one. I'm still not exactly sure why, but time's ticking off here. We're down under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Clockers up 1-0. Blackhawks turn the ball over. It's a good opportunity for the Clockers. That's Sophia Shepard putting one on net, blocked by McKenna Costello, the Blackhawks goalie. So the score still remains 1-0 as Costello boots one away down the middle of the field. That's Catherine English. They're going to call it. She stopped that one with her shoulder, I guess. They're going to stop the play and it's be turned over here to the Blackhawks. So starting the play right now is number 15, Ashley Henrich for the Blackhawks. She puts one down, got a header. Yep, COVID restrictions again. Can't use your head on this. So Kirsten Oglesby just, natural reaction is trying to stop the ball any way she could. But of course, not legal this year with all these COVID restrictions. So Blackhawks with a good opportunity here. They're going to get a free kick here from about the 25-yard line in the Ashland zone. And kicking here is going to be one of their captains, Haley Morrison, puts in a long one on net, but it goes wide to the long side. She had the leg, just not the accuracy. And as we tick down to 4.5 to go here in the first half, Ashland up 1-0. It's going to be Ashland ball. Getting a substitution here as Arsenault goes for a breather on the bench. I see Caitlin Merson here in the game, and Allie Laughlin's still there in the middle, along with Catherine English. Sophia Shepard is still on the field as well. I see Elaine Jones on the field. Again, we're trying to keep all these names and numbers straight for you folks there at home. Catherine Carter I see as well. And Erin Gore, goalie, is going to start things off here for the Clockers as we approach the 4-minute mark. 4 minutes to go in the first half. Gore kicks to the far sideline. Ball gets pushed up to Catherine Carter. Carter turns the ball over. Blackhawk opportunity. Blackhawks gaining some ground, but then turn the ball over. And we get a whistle. It's going to be Clocker ball. That foul is going to go against the Blackhawks. So Ashland will start with a free kick here at about their own 15. And this looks like it'll be Elaine Jones booting it down. High kick stop there by the Blackhawks. And now Haley Morrison with the ball for the Blackhawks. She gets ridden off. And it looks like Ellie Braden is going to control for the Clockers. She gets ridden off the ball now, but gets it back. A little miscommunication by the Clockers, and the Blackhawks have it now. Ball's down on the far sideline, goes out of bounds. It'll remain Blackhawk ball as we approach the 3-minute mark here in the first half. Clockers up 1-0. So it looks like, the Blackhawks have controlled things a bit more here in the second quarter than they did in the first, but so far on the scoreboard and the best opportunities, it's all been Ashland. Clockers up 1-0. Blackhawks with the ball right now, though, as they move toward the center of the field. Nice defensive play by the Clockers. They're going to boot it down. This is a good opportunity. Oh, a little too far. It was looking like a good opportunity, but Merson couldn't quite catch up to that one. Blackhawks have possession at the moment. Ball's loose and back and forth still. Here's the Clockers, an opportunity. There's a Shepard with the ball. She's going to put one far down. She had Colby Lima for a moment. And we got a penalty here against the Blackhawks, so it'll be Clocker ball just inside the 20 as we approach 2 minutes to go in the first half. And it looks like Catherine English is going to start with the ball here for the Clockers. She's flanked by number 15, Sophia Shepard, as well as number 10, Caitlin Merson. So now Merson looks like she's lining up to start this one. Okay, there's the touch. Merson's kick. It's up, it's high, it's over the goalie, and it's in! That's a goal! Caitlin Merson, 2-0 Clockers. They double their lead over the Blackhawks, so same score as yesterday so far. We still got a full half and a little more and some change to play. But a nice setup, able to sneak one over McKenna Costello for a 2-0 lead late here in the first half. So, time running low here in the first half as Bellingham kicks things off at midfield. They have control of it. It's on the far sideline now as they push further down the far sideline. Kind of an unforced error there as the ball goes out of bounds. It should be Clocker ball. Okay, and it is. Quick give and go. Now pushing down the far sideline. That's English trying to get to it, and it's kicked out of bounds by the Blackhawks. So still Clocker ball. They're going to be inbounding somewhere close to the 30. As the teams jog downfield to get into position. Ball's put in play. Clockers have it. little give and go. Gets broken up by the Blackhawks and out of bounds. It's still Clocker ball. And again, with 2 minutes and less to go in the first half, the clock is no longer running here, so we don't know how much time is left. Just under 2 minutes to go. Ball's loose on the near sideline, kicked back out of bounds. Going to stay in bounds by midfield. Kind of back and forth between the two teams. And this time the ball gets ridden out of bounds by Catherine Carter. Oh, they're going to call, sorry, correction, that was ridden out of bounds by the Blackhawks. So the Clockers retain possession here. Looks like it's English and Carter connecting together. Nice touch pass down the far sideline, and that's Madison English who gets tripped up right around the 10-yard line. This should be Clocker ball, and another really good opportunity. Let's see if they try to do the similar play to how they scored that second goal. So English and Merson. See if they're going to connect again here. Here's the shot. It's up, it's over the goalie and just wide to the long side. Scores on the field hockey net, but of course that one's not going to count. And still 2-0. And I guess that was the whistle for the half. Still trying to figure things out here. Yeah, looks like we're going to call that one halftime. So a last-second shot by the Clockers goes wide. Score remains 2-0 as we take you into halftime. You're watching Ashland Clocker Sports on WACA-TV. We'll see you back here momentarily for third quarter action.
Today's sports coverage on WACA-TV is sponsored in part by Healthcare Technologies, a specialty medical device distribution company that has been servicing the New England and Mid-Atlantic region since 1989. HCT services primarily the acute care markets, but also works with local home cares, compounding pharmacies, and EMS agencies throughout the region. HCT has been operating out of Ashland for over 20 years. Today's sports coverage on WACA-TV is sponsored in part by Technoplex Flexibles, a globally integrated company focused on developing and manufacturing innovative packaging materials. The Ashland facility produces packaging for medical devices and essential products to help in the battle to treat and eliminate COVID-19.
Technoplex Flexibles Ashland is a proud sponsor of the Ashland boys and girls soccer team, and we look forward to a great 2020 season.
Go Flyers!
Today's game is brought to you in part by Townhouse. Pizza, roast beef, subs, and more. Make sure to get your fill with the buffalo chicken calzone that's been called one of the best in the area. Located at 300 Elliott Street in Ashland, give them a call at 508-881-3010 or find them on the web at townhousepizzaroastbeef.com.
And welcome back to Ashland High School. It's Clocker girls soccer, varsity girls soccer against the Bellingham Blackhawks. And if you missed the first half, you missed a good one. Clocker's up 2-0, barely missing a third goal as time expired there at the end of the first half. But similar to yesterday's match between these two teams, which ended with a 2-0 Clocker win, we're 2-0 here as we start the second half. We do want to take a moment, of course, to thank all of our sponsors, but especially Townhouse Pizza and Roast Beef for feeding the cast and crew here this afternoon. And, of course, third quarter action brought to you by Marathon Deli. They're on West Union Street in Ashland. Great selection of wraps, panini, subs, and more. You can visit them at marathondeli.com. So again, a great first half for the Clockers, really dictating the pace and the tempo throughout the day. And we're just about ready here as the teams make their way to the field. Again, sorry we don't have more of you here at the game today. Of course, the COVID restrictions, but they're going to be loosening those up, again, as approved by school committee on Friday. So we'll look forward to seeing a few people here in the stands, socially distant, of course, as we start things next week. But today, glad to have you aboard here at WACA-TV, have you as part of the audience, and we'll do our best here to be your eyes and ears here at Ashland High School. As we wait for the two teams to take the field, those of you who are sacrificing an NFL Sunday, we can take get you caught up on scores around that league. As let's see, the Steelers are up 14-7 on the Eagles early in the second quarter. Chiefs winning over the Raiders 14-10. It's the Rams in the red zone, but they're up 13-7 over the Washington football team. We'll pick up the rest of the scores momentarily when we get a break in the action, as Bellingham will start with the ball to start the second half. They quickly turn the ball over. Clockers have it. They're driving down the field. That looks like Allie Laughlin with the ball. She tries to feed down the far sideline. Broken up and then out of bounds. This is going to be Blackhawk ball. Again, the teams have flipped sides once again. So your Clockers in their Clocker blue, going from right to left on your screen. Bellingham in the white jerseys and black shorts, going from left to right. A quick turnover by the Blackhawks. The Clockers have it. Ball's loose on the far sideline, turned back over to the Blackhawks. We've got a stoppage. It's going to remain Blackhawk ball. Blackhawks with it, getting a little defensive pressure. And still holding on to it as they cross midfield. Still with the ball, pushing ahead, and this is going to be pushed aside by Catherine Carter. Up to Shepard, but Shepard loses control of the ball and now turned right back over to the Clockers. That's Laughlin going down toward the far sideline. She gets ridden off. The ball is dribbling toward the sideline, kept in nicely by the Blackhawks, but then ridden out of bounds and turned over to the Clockers. Looks like Alexa Robinson will inbound here for the Clockers up to Allie Laughlin, and further down the far sideline. Arsenault hustling down, can't quite get to it. It's headed toward the sideline, kept in by the Blackhawks, and they're going to come out with it as they cross the 30, almost, and now ahead, still with the ball. As the Blackhawks push ahead across midfield, doing a nice job of keeping the ball away from the Clockers, but then, just as I say it, it's broken up. Clockers have it. They're driving toward midfield now. That's Caitlin Merson with the ball, looking to set things up. She's going to try to feed Laughlin, a little too far for her, as the Blackhawks try to kick it out of bounds, but it's kept in by Laughlin. And now kicked out of bounds. She was trying to reach Sophia Shepard, but the Blackhawks broke it up, kicked out of bounds. This is going to be the Clockers will be inbounding down around the 10-yard line on the football field. Again, no throw-ins this year due to COVID restrictions, so this is going to be a kick. And it looks like it's Alexa Robinson kicking in for the Clockers. Nice attempt at a give and go. It's going toward the net, booted away, but kept in by the Blackhawks. The ball still loose deep in the Blackhawk zone, and we get a stoppage as we get an overly aggressive defense by Sophia Shepard. That'll be a turnover, and the Blackhawks will have a free kick coming out of their own end. So kicked ahead toward the 30, on the far sideline, rushing up the sideline, and we get a stoppage. looks like we have a turnover. I'm not sure exactly what the call was there. And it looks like I also misinterpreted the referee's hand motions. It's actually going to be retained by the Blackhawks. They're going to inbound on their side of the field. A little instruction on the field. Blackhawks kick away. Intercepted by English. Kept in momentarily by Robinson, but it does go out of bounds. Blackhawks are going to keep the ball, but it's now a little getting into the clock or end of the field. Get a quick whistle as they attempted an inbound. They're going to try it again. Okay, intercepted by Robinson. Correction, make that Shepard. Ball's pushed way ahead and rolling deep into the Bellingham end. Looks like it's going to get just kicked out of bounds, and free kick here for the Clockers. Arsenal was closest to the ball as it went out of bounds. It looks like it's going to be Madison English that'll be inbounding for the Clockers, although now she's going to hand it off to Oglesby. So Clockers looking to set something up here early in the second half. Kind of mishandled there by English, but kicked back to Oglesby. Puts it on net toward Merson. She can't quite handle it. Looks like we're going to get a foul. Oh, okay. I thought that was going to go against the Blackhawks. It gets called against the Clockers, and Blackhawks will take possession here. Just about 15 minutes to go in the third quarter. Ashland up 2-0. So far here in the second half, kind of a back and forth affair. Nobody really taking control, but now the Blackhawks trying to press an opportunity. And a little too aggressive. English gets called for a foul there as she was going for the ball. Broke it up, but apparently illegally, as play is stopped. And the Blackhawks will have a free kick here. Okay. Ball's kicked on toward net, doesn't quite reach it. English takes it over to Allie Laughlin. It goes toward the far sideline and corralled by the Blackhawks. Arsenault putting some pressure on, can't quite get there in time. Ball's moving on the far sideline. Blackhawks doing a much better job so far in this second half with ball control and some nice passing. Get another stoppage here. This one's gonna go against the Clockers. So we'll have another free kick right around the 35-yard line at the Ashland end of things. So we're just ticking down. We're under 14 minutes to go in the third quarter. Ball gets put on net, easily gobbled up by Erin Gore. She's going to survey things in front of her, and she'll boot it away. That ball's heading toward midfield. It's stopped by the Blackhawks, and now they've got a good opportunity as they're pressing upfield. Broken up nicely by Marchetti. No heading, so have to be a little more careful about how you control the ball. Ball ends up with Madison English, and she puts it way ahead. Arsenault in a foot race. She kind of gets ridden off the ball. Let's see how they call this one, because the two players kind of collided going after the ball, and we do have a player injured here. That appears to be number 24, Victoria Taylor. So we're going to have a timeout here on the field as she is attended to. And again, while we have a break in the action, let's review what's going on over in the NFL so you don't have to flip away from us here at WACA-TV. The Rams now leading the Washington football team 20-7, getting late there in the second quarter. At what I would say was the Meadowlands is the Jets down 7-3 against the Cardinals, but they are in the red zone. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. Texans up 10-7 against the Jaguars. They're at the 2-minute warning. And we'll get the rest of those scores for you momentarily. Our crack research staff here at WACA-TV. So again, clock is stopped now with an injury timeout. It's 13-11 to go in the third quarter. Ashland up 2-0. As we resume our coverage of the NFL scores and review, we've got the Steelers with a 14-7 lead over the Eagles. Chiefs up 14-10 now against the Raiders. Ravens with a seemingly comfortable 17-0 lead over the Bengals. Falcons up 7-6 over the Panthers. And everything else will be happening later this afternoon. So it looks like Taylor walking off the field under her own power, but slowly and gingerly. She gets a round of applause from both teams. We certainly hope she'll be okay. So we'll tell you, as we have this break in the action, just again want to thank our sponsors, Healthcare Technologies, Marathon Deli, Techniplex, and Townhouse Pizza and Roast Beef. So play's going to resume here. It looks like it's going to be Ashland with an opportunity here in the Bellingham end of the field. And it looks like it's going to be, I thought Madison English. She's one closest to the ball. We'll see how they want to play it. Arsenault is also nearby. And, of course, Catherine English. So the refs are giving instructions here to the players how far back they need to be. It looks like English is going to touch the ball and then over to make the English over to English. So sisters can't quite connect there, and ball does wind up going out of bounds across the goal line. So it'll be a goalie kick here as we tick under 13 minutes to go in the third quarter. Ashland up 3-0. Certainly don't want to forget our professional soccer brethren. The Revolution are in action late this afternoon. So following today's game here in Ashland, you can flip over and catch the Revolution. They're at Yankee Stadium to take on the New York City Football Club. They tip off at 4:30. So Blackhawks had the ball momentarily. They kicked it out of bounds on a quick turnover to the Clockers, who will now inbound. It looks like that's going to be Shepard on the far sideline to Merson. Ball makes its way out to the middle of the field. A little too fast for Elaine Jones. We do get a stoppage. Going to go against the Clockers. Blackhawks with the ball now. About 12 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Ashland up 2-0 over Bellingham. Blackhawks boot it down. It's intercepted by Catherine English. She'll boot it off to the far sideline where it's gathered up by the Blackhawks. Turn back over. Clockers have control. Up to Merson. Her kick gets blocked. And now it looks like Robinson is going to track that one down on the far sideline. Blackhawks retain now at midfield, kicking across. That's Madison English making a play for it. The ball ricochets around and out of bounds. Clocker ball as Oglesby tracks down that errant ball all the way down. She'll inbound here on the near sideline just below our cameras. And it looks like Bellingham making some wholesale, maybe not wholesale changes, but it looks like they're swapping out 4 or 5 players right now. Ashland, no substitution at the moment. Ball's handed to Madison English. Up ahead to Arsenault. And I hear, oh no, this is Arsenault now with it. She's running in a foot race with the goalie, can't quite get there. Goalie ranges way out. That's McKenna Costello ranging way outside the box to track that one down, prevent an opportunity for Arsenault. But the ball is handed over to Madison English. Her pass gets blocked by the Blackhawks, and now the ball's all the way over on the far sideline as Robinson gets pushed out of bounds. The ball rolls out, and it's signaled to be Ashland ball. So Robinson will inbound here. She certainly has Elaine Jones just sitting there available and open. Not covered at the moment, but she's going to push that ball ahead. A little give and go, gets blocked. Ill-advised idea there by Robinson on that give and go. So now the ball trails down toward the Ashland end. Another quick whistle. It'll go Ashland's way. The Clockers will take possession of it. And it looks like Robinson will be inbounding between her 25 and 30-yard line. So Robinson, uncontested inbound. Long boot out across midfield. And we have a collision at around the 35-yard line. Everybody's okay, and but it will be Blackhawk ball. Another turnover by the Clockers. So a bit of an uneven play here in the third quarter, but Clockers sitting on a 2-0 lead so far. Okay, ball's loose around the 25-yard line as Oglesby gets ridden off. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay Clocker ball here as Arsenault is going to come off the field, substituted Julia Schreiber, a freshman, entering the field. So Oglesby inbounds, ball's turned over and rolls out of bounds. That's going to be Blackhawk ball. So, and some tight defense here by the Blackhawks. Some unforced errors by the Clockers, and right now this will be Marissa Gibbs inbounding for the Blackhawks as we tick down to about 8.5 to go in the third quarter. Okay, Blackhawks with it. They're moving the ball pretty well here in the third quarter. This ball is kept in and then off of Oglesby and out of bounds. So still Blackhawk ball. They'll be inbounding here on the near sideline. Once again inbounded by Marissa Gibbs. Quick whistle, little tie up. This one goes against the Clockers. The ball rolls a little bit further into the Ashland zone. This time it will be inbounded by Captain Haley Morrison. Free kick here. Let's see what the Blackhawks do with it. Okay, quick touch by Brianna. Long boot and wide near side by Haley Morrison. So out of bounds, goalie kick here for the Clockers. Erin Gore going to walk that one out to the edge of the box. As we're approaching the 7-minute mark. 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Ashland up 2-0. So Gore passes up to Alexa Robinson. Alexa moves it up and gets her pass blocked. It ricochets way down toward the corner and out of bounds. It's still goes out of bounds on the sideline, not the goal line. So it'll just be an inbound, what would normally be a throw-in. But of course this year it'll be a kick. And actually the last player touch was a Blackhawk. This is now Clocker ball. Robinson trying to inbound to Catherine English. Ball moves up the near sideline and far sideline and out of bounds. Remains Clocker ball. So this time it looks like Sophia Shepard is the one who's going to try and inbound it. Ball rolls right out to a Blackhawk player, number 7, Brianna Kuna. Ball still loose there around the 35, and the Clockers emerge with it. It's a long pass. This is now a big foot race. That's Julia Schreiber and Madison English trying to get down there in time. They can't quite make it, so the Blackhawks defend, and then the Blackhawks kick it out of bounds, far sideline. What's sizing up to be a good opportunity here for the Clockers, trying to build on that 2-0 lead as the clock ticks under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Clockers up 2-0 over Bellingham. So Sophia Shepard looks like will be inbounding on the far sideline. And she has Catherine English there with her. Now English approaches the ball. See if they try another long shot on goal. Nope, it's going to get intercepted before it even reaches the 5. And now the Blackhawks flying at midfield toward the near sideline. A little miscommunication by the Blackhawks, but this is number 7, Brianna Kuna, down the near sideline looking for an opening. She's defended by Catherine Carter. Correction, make that Madison Marchetti. It's a little hard to read the numbers sometimes. Sorry, folks. Ball ricochets off and over the goal line. This looks like it's going to be Blackhawk ball the way the refs are signaling it, and they're going to have to go track down that errant ball. Again, COVID restrictions, we don't have any ball boys or girls on the sideline, so trying to keep balls strategically placed along the field to avoid these kinds of delays, because it is a running clock. We're down under just approaching 4.5 to go in the third quarter. The Clockers up 2-0. This is a Blackhawk, what I thought was a corner kick, but they seem to eschew it. Ball ricochets out to the Clockers. They have control, midfield. Couldn't quite get it out. Another opportunity, still getting kicked around a bit as Alexa Robinson corrals it and goes up to Shepard on the far sideline. There's a long boot, but gets blocked and out of bounds. That was a nice defensive play by Kaylee Elder on the Blackhawks. And Shepard will be inbounding right at midfield. Ball gets kicked back and forth. It's now going Blackhawk way as Robinson tries to track it down on the far sideline, get a stoppage of play, going against the Blackhawks. So Clockers take over here at their own 25-yard line on the football field. There's a long boot by Marchetti. It makes its way up over midfield. Clockers still trying to control it. And here's an opportunity for Julia Schreiber. She gets stripped of the ball. Clockers still hold on to it though, as English makes her move. She gets tripped up hard at the 20. She goes down in a heap. So a little shaken up, but seems to be okay. That's going to be Clocker ball right in the center of the field. Ball sitting at the 30 at the moment, but I think they're going to be moving it down to where the ref is at the 20 as we approach 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. I'm hearing direct getting called out, so we'll see what happens here. This is Madison English lining up for a shot. See if she can get it over this defensive line of the Blackhawks and over the goalie. Here's the shot. It's passed. It's off the goalie's hands. It's going to go over the goal line. That should be a corner kick for the Clockers here on the near sideline. So it looks like Catherine English is going to line up there in the corner, and she'll be met up there by her sister Madison, a senior. Let's see how they play this one here as we tick down toward 2.5 to go in the third quarter. So Catherine English puts one on net, off Julia Schreiber, off of a defensive player by the Blackhawks, and the ball is kicked safely away by the Blackhawks, but turned quickly back over. Ball still bouncing around. English with an opportunity. It deflects away and out of bounds. That's going to be Clocker ball inbounding here on the near sideline with under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Those of you just joining us, Ashland up 2-0. They've been held scoreless here in the second half. Both goals coming in the first half. But overall, over the course of today, so far, they've really been dictating the pace of the game. All bunched up here on the near sideline. Blackhawks defended successfully, and now they're kicking it out toward midfield, still with control. Blackhawks looking for an opportunity. They've got it. Let's see, Erin Gore in a foot race. She gets out to it first and pulls it away, thwarting Brianna Kuna of the Blackhawks. So Gore sizing things up and just rolls it out here. It's a little bit of a dangerous play to Elaine Jones up the middle. She uses the left foot to get it out over midfield. This is Shepard fighting for control. We get a stoppage. It's going to go against the Clockers. Blackhawk ball late here in the third quarter. Julia Schreiber, the Clocker closest to the ball right now. Let's see if she can make a play on it once we get underway. Long boot by the Blackhawks, sized up, blocked down. It's still kind of contested here. Ball is trickling back midfield, back again. Nice control there by the Clockers. We have an opportunity going down the near sideline. That's English, Madison English, centering the pass. Couldn't quite catch Schreiber there in the middle. Blackhawks trying to control it. It's still Clocker ball. Looking for an opening. That's Laughlin. Laughlin has a break. Here's a shot right on and blocked by the goalie. Looked like Laughlin was trying to get some air on that shot. Couldn't quite do it. And McKenna Costello comes up big with a save there. It was a great opportunity for the Clockers to build on that 2-0 lead late here in the third quarter. And that will do it for the third quarter. So after 3, your Clockers up 2-0 over the Bellingham Blackhawks. We'll be back for fourth quarter action. You're watching Ashland Girls Soccer on WACA-TV. And welcome back, everybody. Fourth quarter action just about to get underway here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon in Clockertown. Your Ashland High School girls soccer team playing the Bellingham Blackhawks. It's 2-0 Ashland. If you're just joining us, it's a real nail-biter here. Exciting action. Ashland up 2-0 so far. Fourth quarter action today is brought to you by one of our sponsors, Healthcare Technologies. They specialize in vascular access, airway management, pharmacy, and other critical care products for the acute, home, emergency medical services, and long-term care marketplaces. You can visit them at healthcaretech.us. That's healthcaretech.us. Fourth quarter action about to get underway as the teams flip sides for the final time. Your Clockers in their Clocker blue be going left to right across your screen. Their opponents, the Bellingham Blackhawks, be going right to left across your screen. They're in the white jerseys, black shorts. Clockers up 2-0. Great game so far. Glad to have you with us. Josh Abrams here on WACA-TV. If you can't join us here in person, and you can't until next week, second best thing, joining us here on TV. So Clockers underway as Catherine English sends one down the near sideline. Can't quite connect with Sophia Shepard. Ball goes out of bounds on the Clockers. That was Catherine English. And the Blackhawks will take over close to midfield as we're just underway here in the fourth quarter. These two teams met just yesterday with the Clockers winning 2-0 in that one. They're up 2-0 right now, falling just short on a couple of great opportunities in the second and third quarters. So still 2-0 here. Couldn't quite connect there with Caitlin Merson. Ball goes out of bounds. Clocker ball on the near sideline. A good opportunity here as Sophia Shepard sets up on the near sideline. She inbounds to Laughlin. Laughlin puts it in down on net and not a little too far there for Madison English. Great opportunity, just a little short as McKenna Costello boots it away for the Blackhawks. She's had a good game so far today, just letting up the two goals. But Erin Gore, the Clocker goalie, even better. Hasn't given one up yet today. So 2-0 Clockers against the Blackhawks as we're just underway here in the fourth quarter. The ball trails down the far sideline, controlled by Ashland. Still controlled by Ashland. And now kicked even further down the far sideline and out of bounds by the Blackhawks. This should be Clocker ball. We'll see how they call it. And of course, just a reminder, following today's game, you can catch the Revolution at 4:30 this afternoon. They're taking on the New York City Football Club in New York at Yankee Stadium. Patriots, of course, postponed twice. They will now play in week 6. You can look at this one as a bye week. No Patriots game this weekend. And so have to pay attention to some other teams in the NFL this week on week 5. Action back underway here on the soccer field, and a quick whistle. We'll see how they call this one against, looks like it's going to go against the Blackhawks. Clocker ball. And correction, this is Blackhawk ball. My mistake. Blackhawk ball deep in the Ashland end. Let's see if the Clocker defense can hold on this one. Ball's put on net. We got a whistle before the shot. And it looks like Madison English wasn't allowed to rush that shot. It did go in, but I guess it's not like the NFL where they could have declined the penalty. They're going to take this one again. And that was a beautiful, beautiful shot by Haley Morrison, one of the co-captains for the Blackhawks. She put one right in on net and over Erin Gore. Let's see if she can do it again. Here's a shot on and wide to the short side. So the Clockers sidestep one there. So it's still 2-0 Clockers as we tick towards 16.5 to go in the game. Clockers up 2-0 over the Blackhawks. Tri-Valley action here on WACA-TV. Gore kicks away to Alexa Robinson down the near sideline, up ahead to Laughlin. Laughlin kicks ahead long down the near sideline. This is Shepard in a foot race. She's racing down over the 10. She's going to get a shot off. It's on and over the net, over the crossbar. and out of bounds. So a nice opportunity, a little too much adrenaline perhaps on that shot by Shepard. So we'll reset here, and Blackhawks will take possession and kick away from their own goal box here. So still 2-0 Clockers. Good opportunity there. See if they can put one together again here. So Laughlin knocks that one down, looking for some help, passes in front, and a centering pass gets blocked away by the Blackhawks, who emerge with it as they push it up the far sideline and up the field. They're almost at midfield now. Heavy pressure by 22 Oglesby, but it's still making its way down the far sideline and kicked out of bounds by Madison English, one of 5 co-captains for the Clockers this year. So game 2 for your Ashland girls soccer Clockers this season here in 2020. They beat Bellingham, this very team, yesterday 2-0, and Clockers up 2-0 again here today so far. So about 15 minutes to go now in the game, and the Blackhawks will inbound on the far sideline. And we get another quick whistle. Again, I think, you know, players on both teams really have to adjust to some of these new rules put in place to, you know, COVID restrictions. So we'll see how this plays out. Get another stoppage as we get a collision there, and I can't quite see who's on the field and a little shaken up. It looks like it's Madison English, but she's walking it off. She seems to be okay. And Blackhawks will try and start things off again. The free kick here at about the 12-yard line on the football field. Let's see if they take another shot at a long shot that they can try and put over Erin Gore. Ball never reaches the net, bounces back out. Another attempt high in the air. Over to the near side of the field. And that one's going to roll out of bounds, still going to be Blackhawk ball. So Blackhawks putting a little pressure on here in the fourth quarter, and they need to. Clock's starting to work against them. Still plenty of time left in this one, but you know, a little more pep in their step right now as they try to turn the tempo up, put a little more pressure here on the Clockers. They inbound on the near side and quickly turned away. And this is Colby Lima, I believe, running up the sideline, dishes off to Caitlin Merson. Blocked by Lima, but controlled momentarily. No, it's a turnover here for the Clockers. This is English going down the field. She's ridden off the ball, tries to pass over. Lima, ball still loose and kicked high in the air by the Blackhawks. This one's going to land around the 30. Aggressive play by Allie Laughlin, trying to get it under control, but eventually turned over to the Blackhawks. Ball still bouncing back and forth between both teams. A little too physical there as Kirsten Oglesby gets flagged for that one. Ball's going to get turned over. Free kick here for the Blackhawks. About 13 minutes to go in the game now. Clockers up 2-0. Blackhawks kick off and put it down the far sideline. Couldn't quite be controlled by Marchetti. She's going to kick it all the way back to Erin Gore. She's going to play with her feet. Passing it back to Marchetti on the far sideline. Ball's pushed at, still pushed at the far sideline. It looks like they might have numbers. Here's a break. English pushing ahead. Oh, she gets tripped up on her way to taking a shot. Never got it off. Let's see how they call this one. It's a golden opportunity for Ashland to pad its lead. 3-0 be about as, for this game today, it would probably be about as close as insurmountable as you can get. I mean, you never say never, but a goal here would be a big one. As Blackhawks have really been kind of stepping on the gas and really putting it to the Clockers here in the fourth quarter. But this one could be a game changer right here. Let's see how it plays out. Madison English looks like on a direct inside right around the 6-yard line. One-on-one against goalie McKenna Costello. So here's Madison English. Here's the shot. Oh, she put it wide, long side. So missed opportunity. She had that corner, but just put it wide. She had beaten the goalie, but put it wide. Still 2-0 Ashland as we're at about 11.5 to go now in the game. And the Blackhawks will kick off from their own goal box. Okay, nice block there by number 10, Merson. Ashland has the ball, and we get a whistle. It's going to go Ashland's way as the foul's called on the Blackhawks. Okay, clock quickly becoming a factor here as Ashland has that 2-0 lead. Putting a little pressure here on offensively, and it looks like Merson is going to be the one to kick this once it's touched. Here's the kick. It's up, it's over. Another one too high. So something to work on in practice this week, Coach. But a couple of really good opportunities here late in the fourth, getting into the fourth quarter. Not quite late yet. We're still about halfway through the fourth quarter. But an exciting one here. Glad to have you with us. Josh Abrams here on WACA-TV on a beautiful fall Sunday afternoon in Clockertown. So Blackhawks again trying to get this one out of their own end. Momentarily stopped by Allie Laughlin, but it gets past her. And the Blackhawks pushing it up the far sideline and out of bounds. See if that one went off a Clocker foot on its way out of bounds. That appears to be the case as the teams race downfield. And the Blackhawks take it out of bounds. It's still on the far sideline. Oglesby involved there on defense, able to stop things and slow things down. Probably see the Clockers playing a little more conservatively at this point, trying to protect that 2-goal lead here in the fourth quarter. Here's a long shot in on goal and gobbled up by Aaron Gore. Nice play. Rolled out to the near sideline to Shepard. Shepard passes ahead to English. English in a foot race. Ooh, she took a little bit of a spill there where the turf meets the track. She's okay. She's walking that one off. She's okay. The ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Clocker ball as Shepard tracks it all the way down here by the fence. 9 minutes to go in the game. Clocker's up 2-0. This is Robinson who'll be inbounding as the refs get her a little more space. She just set it up for Marchetti, who puts it long. Here's an opportunity down the far sideline. Shepard going in. Here's the shot, and Joe just wide. I think it nicked the crossbar on its way out of bounds. So even though you'd think they'd be playing conservatively, so far it's the Clockers who've had the best chances here in the fourth quarter, trying to add on to that 2-0 lead over the Bellingham Blackhawks. So here on the stoppage, we are getting, it looks like we're getting a substitution. Can't quite make out who's coming in now, but some fresh legs here in the fourth quarter. And the Blackhawks, for the third time in just the last few minutes, are trying the same play of trying to inbound from their goal box on the far sideline, controlled by the Clockers. Ball spending some time in the air right now, but it's under control. Merson down the far sideline. Might be Ellie Braden down there as the ball goes out of bounds. That is Ellie Braden. She appears to be the new substitution, the latest one to join the field here for the Clockers as the ball goes out of bounds, but it will, I believe, will stay Clocker ball as we're approaching 7.5 minutes to go here in the game. Clockers up 2-0 over the Bellingham Blackhawks. So that one went out of bounds over the goal line, so it's going to be a corner kick here for the Clockers. And that's Braden who will inbound. Quick burst of speed, shot, past the goalie, up and over the crossbar and out of bounds. Another great opportunity for the Clockers. I believe that was Catherine English with the shot. As another opportunity goes by the wayside, but certainly getting their fair share of shots on goal here in the fourth quarter. And again, due to COVID restrictions, no ball boys or girls here on the field, so the players themselves have to track down balls that go that far out of bounds. They've tried to strategically place extra balls around the field, but there wasn't one there. So Blackhawks are going to inbound here after the missed shot by the Clockers. This one toward the middle of the field and blocked by number 18, Laughlin. We got a trip there right around the 15. That was Caitlin Merson hitting the deck. She's okay. This is going to be another great opportunity for the Clockers. The Blackhawks starting to get a little desperate in trying to get control of the ball and drive it down so they get some offensive opportunities. But so far, it's another great opportunity on offense for the Clockers. And it looks like Merson is going to get that shot as we approach 6 minutes to go here in the game with the Clockers up 2-0. Okay, we know she has the leg. Let's see if she can find a hole there and get one past McKenna Costello, who's played a pretty good game here this afternoon, only giving up 2 so far. So here we go. Great opportunity for the Clockers. Caitlin Merson. Here's the shot. Deflects off a defender and over the goal line. We'll have a corner kick for the Clockers. But time's running short for the Blackhawks. We're down to about 5.5 to go now. Clockers up 2-0. This is Shepard on the corner, inbounding for the Clockers, and she'll have Catherine English standing nearby to dump off to. There's the dump to English, back to Shepard. We get another whistle. Not sure what that call was, but it's going to go against the Clockers, and the Blackhawks will inbound down around the 5-yard line on the football field, make it the 7. Oh. No, they are deep in their own zone now. So let's see how the Blackhawks play this. Here's a long boot out toward the center. It's knocked down by Laughlin. She dishes off to Robinson, back to Laughlin, and past the 10. This is a good shot here for Shepard, racing in. And we've got a foul. Are they calling offsides on Shepard? Looks that way. Refs are pointing Blackhawk way, so that is in fact how they're going to do it. It's going to be Blackhawk ball with just under 4.5 to go in the game. Clockers up 2-0. Here's a boot by the Blackhawks, but controlled momentarily by the Clockers. We get a whistle, goes against Ashland, so the Blackhawks will start with the ball at about their own 27-yard line. Okay, here's another long kick by the Blackhawks as they try to establish something on offense late here in the game, but it's the Clockers with the ball. Can't quite get past that defender. Kobe Lima in the game right now. English rushes up to catch the ball, gets it over to Ellie Braden. Braden keeps it in bounds, but it turns it over to the Blackhawks. Blackhawks really not able to, they had some good offensive pressure early in the 4th quarter, but it's really died down in the last 7 minutes or so. As we're ticking down now late, about 3.5 to go in the game. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Blackhawk ball, and the Blackhawks making a series of substitutions while the Clockers make just one as Caitlin Merson steps off, and it looks like Arsenault is back in the game now for the Clockers. Okay, inbounded by the Blackhawks, under pressure from the Clockers. Good defensive pressure by the Clockers. Ball's momentarily turned over. Clockers have it, and they're making another rush upfield here. This looks like it's Allie Laughlin. She puts it down the far sideline. That's Braden with the ball, looking for some help. Dishes over. There's a break momentarily, right on net, blocked, and just wide. Another good opportunity by the Clockers goes by the wayside. They're putting some really good pressure on here, like being much more aggressive than I would have expected. Rather than protecting the 2-0 lead, they are going for it. They're trying to pad it. They're trying to extend that 2-0 lead here in the 4th quarter as we approach 2 minutes to go. And of course here the game clock, the scoreboard clock stops at 2 minutes. We won't be able to tell you exactly how much time is left at that point, as we're at 2:05, and you can imagine from the rest of the way here. Okay, the Blackhawks inbound, turn it right back over to the Clockers. Here's an opportunity almost for Braden. We get another whistle, going to go against the Clockers. Blackhawk ball, going to probably start with it about their own 5-yard line, but they're running out of time. Still down 2-0. The Clocker lead is 2-0 late here in the 4th quarter. Blackhawks start the ball off, immediately get it blocked by the Clockers. Clockers, we're doing a nice job of passing, and the ball is still loose, getting bounced around between the two teams. And there's Shepard dishing back, and now it's back to Shepard. She's got an opening down here on the near sideline. Looked like she was trying to center it. Here's a shot, and way wide and out of bounds over the goal line. So again, Blackhawks are going to inbound, but very little time left here in the 4th quarter with the Clockers up 2-0. Okay, Clockers. Sorry, the Blackhawks kick it out to start the play, and they turn it over to the Clockers. Goes out of bounds. Getting a late substitution here. Very little time left on the clock, as it looks like Shepard is going to exit the game. Trying to get you a number to see who's going to sub in for her. But it's Robinson starting the playoff, and the sub was Anna McGinnis, who's just come into the game, a freshman, for the last minute or so here of the game. So Blackhawks knock the ball out of bounds. Robinson going to try and inbound again. And that will do it. That's your ball game. It's a final. At Ashland, for the second day in a row, beat their Tri-Valley rivals, the Bellingham Blackhawks, 2-0. So again, want to just thank our sponsors, Healthcare Technologies, Marathon Deli, Techniplex, and Townhouse Pizza and Roast Beef. Appreciate all their support in helping us bring you today's game as the Ashland Clockers defeat the Bellingham Blackhawks 2-0. Special thanks to our crew today, John and Connor. And thanks to all of you for watching. Make it a good one. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'm Josh Abrams, and this has been Ashland Girls Soccer on WACA-TV.
Today's sports coverage on WACA-TV is sponsored in part by Healthcare Technologies, a specialty medical device distribution company that has been servicing the New England and Mid-Atlantic region since 1989. HCT services primarily the acute care markets, but also works with local home cares, compounding pharmacies, and EMS agencies throughout the region. HCT has been operating out of Ashland for over 20 years. Today's sports coverage on WACA-TV is sponsored in part by Techniplex Flexibles, a globally integrated company focused on developing and manufacturing innovative packaging materials. The Ashland facility produces packaging for medical devices and essential products to help in the battle to treat and eliminate COVID-19.
Techniplex Flexibles Ashland is a proud sponsor of the Ashland boys and girls soccer team, and we look forward to a great 2020 season.
Go Flyers!
Today's game is brought to you in part by Townhouse. Pizza, roast beef, subs, and more. Make sure to get your fill with the buffalo chicken calzone that's been called one of the best in the area. Located at 300 Elliott Street in Ashland, give them a call at 508-881-3010 or find them on the web at townhousepizzaroastbeef.com.